Okay, so Rob Value here. This is a very interesting discussion on moral realism, and I have fundamental problems with it. Some of the same problems I have with other questions like, do you believe in God? Are you spiritual? This sort of thing. My question is, what does it mean? What does it even mean? I can't properly give you an answer until I understand. So I've been trying to understand what it means, because to me it doesn't seem to make any sense. So let's take an example. It's been brought up, the amount of liquid in a tube. Okay, so we assume that there's a factual amount, there's an actual answer to how much liquid is in a tube, and we're trying to get as close as we can to that. So our estimation, if you like, or you could even call it our opinion of how much there is in there, we're trying to emulate how much there really is in there. Now you could say we'll never actually know how much there is in there. We can't like see the answer sheet as such. But we can get close enough that it fits in with all our other facts, all our scientific models and everything, and we'll say, you know, it's as if that is that amount. It's close enough. And let's say we could know the facts of the matter. So we've been doing all this, and I say, right, you know, there's 30 millilitres in here. Let's say we could just talk to this fact, magical being that could just tell us facts, right? And it says, okay, you think there's 30? No, there's 29.9. I'll be like, oh right, okay. So there actually is 29.9. That is the facts. It wouldn't make any sense for me to go, well, I still think there's 30 though. It will go, well, no, there isn't. There's 29.9. I'm telling you, that is true. That is what there is in there. So you must have made a mistake. Oh, okay. I'll go, but I worked it out later than that. And you go, well, it doesn't matter how you worked it out. It's wrong. Oh, right, okay. So and then I would say, right, well, how have I got it wrong? So I'd want to investigate, find out why I've got it wrong. Now, if I said, you know, if you spill my liquid out of my tube, if you knock it off, that's immoral. What am I saying? That's my opinion. I'm making a judgment. I'm saying I think that's a bad thing to do or a wrong thing to do. What I mean by that is kind of up to me. And it's only factual in as much as that is my judgment. You can't say it's wrong as such because it is my judgment. I'm not trying to estimate a fact. I'm not trying to say there is a fact about the fact about you knocking that over, because I don't think that makes any sense to say that. Because if I've got all my what I think is right, what I think is wrong, and then I go and talk to this answering machine again, talking to an answer machine, a fact machine, a fact. I'm not talking to a fax machine, a fact machine, and it tells me no, actually, it's knocking that off there. That isn't immoral. That's a moral thing to do. I'd be like, well, what does that mean? What does that even mean? And so, well, that's something you should do. It's a good thing to do. Well, what does that mean? It's a good thing to do. No, obviously I don't think it's a good thing to do. And I don't know what it means to just say it is a good thing to do, not to do with anyone's judgment, not to do with how it affects anyone, nothing. It's just a good thing to do. But what does that mean? So I'm not even trying to estimate whatever that is. You know, I'm not interested in that. I'm not trying to get close to it. So I will hang on to no, this is what I think, because I've got reasons behind it, and they come from my values, ultimately from my emotions. I think, you know, our values come from our emotions. But let's take it a step further. Let's go back to the test tubes for a minute, and let's say the answer, I'm talking to the TV set and it's giving me answers, and it says, so in this tube you say there's 30, there's actually 7,000, and I'll be like, what? There's actually 7,000, right? Here's another test tube, I'm pretty sure there's 30 in here. How much is in there? 8 million, right? How much is in this one? -4. I'll be like, right, whatever it is, whatever answer you're giving me about this volume, this amount of water in here, it's nothing to do with what I'm trying to measure. I'm not interested in it. I mean, I could try and investigate and figure out how what he said has got any bearing on what appears to be going on, But as far as I'm concerned, it seems like two completely different things. So, you know, this is a different kind of amount of water, a different kind of volume. It's of no use to me whatsoever. Whatever it is, even if it's a true volume, the kind of volume I'm talking about is different. So that's kind of like the same with the morality thing. If there's just all these, there's an answer sheet of what's moral and what isn't. You know, there's just some guy there with like, that's moral, that's immoral. It's just like a list of things, whatever. It's like, well, I don't care. I don't know why anyone would care about that, because what does it mean? If I think something's moral or immoral, I'm not making any factual statements about it at all. I'm not saying anything will happen if you do it, or won't happen if you do it, will happen if you don't do it, and so on. All I'm saying is how I feel about it, what I think about it. And I don't know how anyone thinks morality is anything more than that. Because otherwise you've got to define exactly what you mean by morality in very specific terms, like well-being or something. If you don't even define that, if you're saying it could be about anything, it's like, well, what is it about? What does it mean to say this is moral, this is immoral? So I don't know why you would think there are these moral facts, but I don't even understand what they mean. What information are they giving me? You know, like if this, what was I talking to earlier? I was talking to a toilet, wasn't I? No, I was talking to the TV, the fax machine, and it told me that what the actual amount of water was in my thing, you know. Yeah. Alright then. Thanks very much. Bye.